Be excellent to each other and party on. We're back for another Legacy League, and today we are playing Blue White Cat Tempo. We have made a few changes since our 5-0 list. I went ahead and included 3 Samwise the Stouthearted. I like this because it can give Skulk by being tempted by the ring to Ocelot Pride, which allows it to get through even if there's like a Nethergoy for something on the table that would normally be able to block it, and that gives us the lifelink trigger we need to be able to create our cats. We also still have 3 Brazen Borrowers, which I don't think is overreach. I think that this card is really strong right now because there's a lot of Tomjab, there's a lot of Murktide, and I'm hopeful that it can do some serious damage. We also have 4 Mockingbirds as we did before, 4 Ocelot Prides, 4 Guided Souls, and of course 4 Tomjab, which is just a concession to how toxic the meta is that you really do need to be playing 4 Tomjab if you want to have any prayer. And then this is, of course, a Daze Wasteland shell. In the sideboard, we've got 3 Containment Priests to hopefully rein in the Blue-Black Reanimator Menace. We have 2 Prismatic Endings, which come in against Tempo decks. We have 2 Force Negations for combo, 3 Hydroblasts if we're up against red decks, 3 Consign, and 2 Null Rod for big mana decks. We're going to play a full 5 rounds. See you in round 1. Round 1, we're up against a likely Omnitell gamer. We have the Guided Souls Ocelot Pride combo. We don't have any interaction in hand, but I think we're just going to jam and hope that they respect Daze. I'll keep this, and then I'm just going to... You always want to Guided Souls first, and then Ocelot Pride. We can actually double Ocelot Pride, so we'll get a ton of stuff on the table very quickly here. Alternatively, I think it makes sense to just mock this and then play the Ocelot Pride, so we get extra energy, and we can attack faster. We're just going straight aggro. And this usually works, but combo decks are pretty fast these days. All right, Snow-Covered Island. That is in keeping with Omnitell. I actually do think we keep the Mockingbird in hand just in case we draw a Plow. I think it'd be a mistake to get too aggro. I'm going to go ahead and play this. Maybe this gets a Force. If they respect it, they may just think that they can like Ancient Tomb and go over our heads. I would love to get a Force here, considering I have a second one. Okay, that's a trigger. And then I'm just going to go ahead and do another one. And if we find Wasteland, it probably doesn't matter because our opponent's probably playing a lot of basics. But we can always just play the Samwise just to get energy and hit for more. All right, so we do get 2 cats here. We're getting closer to the City's Blessing. We may actually get it as early as next turn. I don't think that's likely, though. Okay, so we do have lots of energy now. So we can start buffing our dudes. But if they just Ancient Tomb, Show and Tell, there's nothing we can do. Usually they have to stock up once beforehand. Interesting, they're not stocking up or doing anything. They could Cunning Wish, maybe? Okay, Daze is a great rip. Oh, what do we do? What do we do? Oh, my goodness. These cards in our hand are terrible other than the Daze. Yeah, we only have 1 guide, so we can only trigger 1 time. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think it does make sense to go ahead and play out Samwise. You might be screaming at me, just play this. Like, we would go pretty crazy with... I mean, okay, so here's the upside. If we do mock this, then we don't really even care about... Emerald, we can't necessarily race it. Yeah, I think I am going to go ahead and attempt to mock here. And I do think it's correct to go ahead and mock the Pride at this point. So that does generate 1 energy. We'll come in for 3 here, or actually a lot more than that. I'm going to attack with all. And we get to buff. I'll just buff this. Just so we can gain more life. Again, put us further out of reach of Emerald. All right, and we get a ton of cats here. Wait, is this like some sort of intuition? I think this is a Daze. I don't want them to be able to find Show and Tell. Because next turn, we won't be able to Daze them. Yield all. So this gives us a City's Blessing just in time for the trigger. I believe these all still trigger. Yield all. Okay, we did just gain a ton of life. We got a lot of energy that we can use to attack our opponent. Actually, they're super duper dead on board, I believe. Again, like even an Emrakul at this point is not going to save them. They have to have exactly Omniscience, and then they have to do some convoluted line with Omniscience. And I don't think that they had Show and Tell because they cast Intuition there. All right, we did it. That worked. Whew. That Daze was clutch. I think we might very well have lost. Okay, so this is a Force Negation comes in match. I think this is also a Containment Priest matchup. Samwise isn't very good here just because they don't have a lot of wastable lands. Like, Daze stays in. If you hear my son playing piano, he enjoys tingling the ivory. And it's not real ivory. It is glass or something. I don't know what they make them out of now, but dead elephants. They were harvested, slaughtered for their tusks. Thank goodness we've moved on as a species. Yeah, I don't think this is good. Like, they may bring in carpet, but it's not worth bringing it in. Oh yeah, we can cut these plows. I have zero confidence that those are going to be good. And now we can just bring in some consigns. It's not great, but it is blue. Yeah, I mean, it'll stop like the one ring. Is that rationale for... I guess I could shave a land on the draw. I could shave a plains here and bring in a consign, but it's not going to let me. Okay. Yeah, I think on the draw, it is correct to shave a land. Even though we're at 18 land, I get flooded so frequently. It's not even... I heard a really interesting insight from the Brews of Paradise podcast, and they were saying instead of using hypergeometric calculator to see like the average land count you're going to get, see how frequently you're going to get 4 more lands. And if that happens, like that's almost always a mulligan. So you need to keep that in mind too. This is a snap keep hand, insane hand. Double interaction, really like triple interaction if we have time. We don't do anything proactive, but I think this is okay. And I will sandbag the Wasteland, even though I can't cast anything. Because I don't think they're going to have waste. Or they could have back to basics. I think it's unlikely. That's a bad draw. But this does give us turn 3 force of negation if we need it. So we're chilling. They have a low density of A's in the form of like show and tells. And my philosophy is just let the cantrips go. I even let the stock ups go usually. I would daze the stock up, but that's because I have lots of other stuff in my hand. I don't think stock up is always necessarily like an auto, but generally anything that costs 3 or more mana, I think is almost always an auto daze. There may be some extreme situations where I wouldn't daze this. It's fine. If they have some sort of juke where they're playing Murktide, I'm going to be very caught flat-footed. But I do have force for that. They have a lot of cantrips in their yard already. Okay, I'm just going to play this out and pass. I'm going to continue to hide the Wasteland. It sucks that we have a super passive hand, but like our opponent can probably surmise that we have lots of stack interaction. Another cantrip. They may be playing the full boat 12. My goodness. Okay, another Prismatic Vista. So they continue to develop their mana. Yeah, and they are pondering before. I guess maybe they know what's on top. They kept one. Okay, I always like to ponder after, but so that way if I need to keep 2, I can. All right, I'm going to play this out and pass. This is pretty uneventful. I'm not going to play out a 1/1 Mockingbird. Like, that is a 19-turn clock, and we will definitely not win if we do that. I mean, I'm not saying we'll lose necessarily, but we won't win in anything. This is fine. I'm not going to counter this. Okay, they put Show and Tell in their hand. Oh, interesting. They play 3 Show and Tell main. Show and Tell is not going to resolve. I'll tell you that much. I'll just keep playing a mana. I would love to get in a fight over this. No, wait. If they have the freaking Mysterized Village, it can resolve. Oh, no. Please don't have that. I'm going to let them keep going. I have Wasteland for Mysterized, which makes it a one-shot. And they need a lot of mana. Because the Mountain, Mysterized comes into play untapped, and they can immediately use it. And then if it resolves and they get Omniscience, like we're going to blow our hand very quickly trying to rein them in. Yeah, they're definitely like sculpting like a long-term plan. I think we're going to lose this game just because we have no pressure. Mysterized Village gave them a high degree of inevitability here, and they've sculpted so much that I think it's like pretty unlikely that they wouldn't have like Pyroblast plus a whole bunch of other powerful stuff. I really hope they lose their nerve and go for it soon. All right, they are going to go to discard. So they didn't find a land, I guess. They discarded Intuition. Interesting. Okay, can we find a creature? I'm going to try to find a creature here. Okay. This is the combo. I think we put this back. I'm not going to be casting it this turn. I understand that they have Show and Tell They have show and tell in hand, though. What if they do go for a creature? I can't really let them find out, is the thing. I can force a bunch. I want to get this on the table. I think we put this back. I'll put back this and this, and then I'm just going to play the combo. Hammer me if you think this is greedy, but I need to get this game over. It's not getting better for us. They missed a land drop. Oh, yeah. That sucks. I don't have blue up for consign. I have triple force. Hopefully that's enough to stop whatever they're about to do. They don't have a lot of mana. Okay, we get the cat. We're pretty close to... Next turn, we gain a cat. And we have... What's it called in play? So show and tell. I'll just force pitching consign to memory. You're going to pyro. I'm going to let the stack clear. Oh, Pact of Negation, huh? Well, Pact of Negation resolves. Now I'm going to force pitching force. Okay, and this is a fluster. Okay, I will yield. And then I have one more force. And then if that resolves, they have to win instantly, basically. They have to win immediately. Even if they get like a time walk off Emrakul, they may think they can pay, but I'll waste, and then they won't be able to pay the pact. So they have to have the combo, like the good combo. If they have just a Pyroblast, it's really sad here. Okay, they did have the force. Okay. So Intuition enters exile. Okay, you can put something in. Do you have Omniscience? Do you have Lorien Revealed? What do you have after the Omniscience? Burning Wish. I still think you're going to have to pass the turn? Mastermind's. What does Mastermind's Acquisition do? It's not showing up over here. Let's take a look. Okay, search your library for a card, put it into play. And okay, you can only choose one. All right, which one are you choosing here? I'm assuming you're not. Maybe they're doing it for the sideboard. Invent. Okay, search your library. Okay, this is a very convoluted line. Okay, what is this? Oh wait, am I missing something? Another Burning Wish. Wait, do they get to cast both of these? What is this? Approach of the Second Sun. You gain a bunch of life. Invent. Okay, they search for it again. How do they get to cast this again? Am I missing something? How do they get the second one? Is this a dual face card invert in it? No, I don't know how they cast it a second time. So they get these. Yeah, and so they win. Okay. Well, I haven't seen that convoluted line. That is a new convoluted line I haven't seen. There's nothing we could have done to stop that. We did everything correct, I believe. Yeah. I am going to keep the lands in on the play. We did see red. I think Hydroblast is better than Containment Priest here. Yeah, I don't think Containment Priest is where we want to. Yeah, and I don't like Consign here. They didn't cast any consignable spells, I don't think. Okay, we'll keep it in anyway. It's a blue card we can pitch to force. So yeah, man, that was such, how many spells did they cast there? They had Storm 8 or something, Storm 9, after they got the Omniscience out. This is it's a Tomio flip. I mean, I think the Brainstorm makes it worth it. So we play the Tomio, then we can Brainstorm and put back a bunch of stuff, shuffle. I think this is a keep. Tomio is good. Okay, they're mulling to 6. So I don't think this waste will do anything, but we've seen City of Traders, I think, is the only non-basic we've seen in both of those games. They mull to 5. My hope is Tomio just gets us on the value train and keeps us. They could have a turn 1. I haven't seen Petals, but they could have just a turn 1 here. Okay, just a cantrip. All right, so that's a great rip. I am going to play this out, and I'm just going to attack, create a clue, and then I'm going to Brainstorm, and I'm going to start taking her north. And if they force it's actually pretty bad, but I don't think they're going to force it because they probably need to keep interaction for their win round. Okay, this is great. I am going to put back this and this. We haven't seen any green. I think they're just blue-red. So I'm not going to worry about my island count here. Let's go like that. And now we have 2 points of interaction. If we wait, we have 3. Yeah, I'll just pass. No need to crack this right now. Don't think they're playing Stifle in their And even if they are, then I just draw a land. Yeah, this is fine. They could just pyro this, which would be unfortunate. I have hydro for that. I would force to Protector. Okay, casting so many cantrips. My goodness, their deck. I've never seen a deck cast so many cantrips. I think game 2 they cast like 5 or 6. All right, we're going to go to our upkeep. I'm going to fetch. I'll just get another Tundra. I mean, they could have back to basics. I don't need 2 white. Nice. I'm going to play it out. I'm just going to plus. Oh, we have... Yeah, I'm going to play it out. It's some pressure. I mean, this is already all the pressure we need, technically. If I find a brainstorm, I'll be sad that I played this out. But like, if they clear this, then, like, let's say we do get into a force fight over it, and they clear this, then I need to have something going on. We're pretty close to the City's Blessing, too. So this will win first before this wins, but if this doesn't win, then this can win pretty quickly. It's also worth noting we can currently pay for Flusterstorm, which we did see, but not if we have to Hydroblast something. Okay, stock up. I don't go after this. Do I? I mean, this looks at a lot of cards. Maybe I do. Huh. I'm going to go ahead and just draw a card. See what's on. It's probably a blue card. Yes. Okay, in this case, I do think it's fine to counter this. Just to make it a little harder for them to go all the way up. I think the pitch is... I think it's Mockingbird. Let's see, if I pay 1 to play that out, I could ponder to find... Yeah, I think it's Mockingbird. Ponder could find something good next turn. Yeah, sorry for the delay over there. I thought so hard about that. Yeah, now I'm glad I didn't pitch Mockingbird. I'm going to plus. I'm going to play this out so I get more cats. I'm going to go to combat. Options. I mean, there's no way I'm going to be able to pay for force. I think I just keep this in my hand. Okay, yield to all. So we're getting 2 cats, which is not bad. We gain some life, which probably doesn't matter. They need to find their show and tell. It's hard to find. They're 4 and they're 60. Stock up and intuition and cards like that are how they find it. And they're tapping out to Tommy. That's a win. See you in round 2. Round 2, we're up against a likely combo player, like Reanimator player. It occurs to me that like the league just reset, so a lot of people are like trophy racing to get to the top of the league. I think that's something Tony Scapone does on his channel. So we may be hitting a lot more combo than we planned, which, I mean, our deck's not cold to combo, but like I probably should be playing blue-black tempo. Just because it has lots of additional interaction. I think this hand's fine. I don't know what I'm up against, so I'm not going to like aggressively try to mold. They kept 7. No, wait. Yeah. Island. Like it. Like Fair Island. Ponder type openings. I don't know that I play this. I think it's maybe worth pondering here. Let's see what we draw. I hope I don't get land. I'm playing so few lands. I'm on 18 lands, but my deck like loves to punish me by flooding me anyway. I know it's just randomness. Of course, it's a freaking land. Okay, so if they're on blue-black Reanimator, which is the most likely deck they're on, it's like 20% of the meta. It does make sense to hold up the days, but it is unlikely to stop them. I think I just Tundra. Man, this feels like a really weak play because they could be on blue-black tempo and just Bowmaster it. But if they Bowmaster it, I can daze it, but like they can daze right back or 4. I think I'm going to go, like, I don't mind them wasting me if they choose to do that. I think I'm just going to ponder here because I would like to find a force. Like I just assume people are on combo until proven otherwise. I would love for them to be on Merfolk or something, like just more fun, interactive matchup. But okay, this is a shuffle. I don't need more lands, thank you. As a wise person told me, if you don't like at least 2 of the cards in your ponder, shuffle your ponder. No play. Okay, so they could be on blue-black Reanimator. They could be holding up a Bowmaster. Best way to know whether they're holding up a Bowmaster is probably just to cast this ponder, huh? We drew another land, of course. Super frustrating. And then I could just brainstorm on top of it if they... Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. And I'm going to go ahead and do this first. I'm going to fetch, and I'm going to get another Tundra. And then I can ponder, do you have Bowmasters? I would be happy. I'd be ecstatic. I'd be over the moon if you had Bowmasters, because that means you're probably playing a fair deck. Okay, I think this is just a... Gosh, these freaking lands. I think we just take the Force here, just in case. I don't want that Wasteland. I'll just take the Ponder next turn. And I'm not going to do anything with this mana. I'm not going to cast this out against... like. I want to keep my mana up just in case they instep Entomb or something and I get into a Force fight and I can daze. Because a lot of times you'll like... Never underestimate like the value of having land up, because you force and they're like, oh, brainstorm. Okay, now I found the daze, but luckily I still have my daze, you know? So like a lot of times they'll use their mana desperately. I do want to keep this brainstorm in hand if possible, because it's my ticket to shuffling away like these excess lands. Like I will draw another Wasteland if they fetch like a tropical island or a savanna or something. I'll know they're on Nadu. Okay, I think they're probably on Blue-Black Reanimator now. Okay, Underground Sea. If they miss a land drop, I will punish them with a waste. They don't miss a land drop. Okay. Thoughtseize. Ain't that always the way? All right, so they're going to be able to do a protected combo probably. I've got Ponder on top that can be used to... Like, I can fetch... Okay, is this Merc? Why are you double blowing into my daze? Do you have a daze of your own? You would need 2 dazes. I don't think that's a great play. Unless you have a Force, which I think would be excessively aggro. But it could be that they're just trying to get on my interact. No, that doesn't make any sense. They pitch Force. Okay, you got a giant Merc. I'm going to try to find a... Yeah, so I draw. It's a Ponder. I'm going to fetch immediately. I can't like draw a Wasteland or anything at this point. I need to get this off the table, I think. I mean, I do technically have a couple turns to do so, but yeah, let's go ahead and just go get another Tundra. And then I'll Ponder, and I'll hope to find a Plow. And it's entirely possible that they have a daze. Gosh, lands! Land ho! I'm probably going to get a land when I shuffle. Okay, thank goodness. I've already made a land drop. I'm going to play out this. I don't care about this. If they kill it, it's fine. Actually, yeah, it'll be annoying because the way they'll be killing it is probably Bowmasters. I'll take it. Okay, and they're passing. Doesn't mean they don't have Bowmasters. So if I play this out, then I can attack, and then if they Bowmaster it, I can brainstorm quickly to get these bad brainstorms out of my hand. My opponent is AFK. Did they just like walk away with like F6ing? I'm down for that. Okay. Okay. If they're F6, like I'm going to be that guy that freaking does that while they're F6. if they're willing to do that. Okay, let's go get our island here. I got rid of the excess lands. Now they're probably going to start wasting me. Holy cow. They were F6. They literally F6 and walked away. Okay. And like that's a choice they made. They preserved their clock. So now it's their turn and I'm just going to wait. Okay, they're back. And they are pondering. They can just refill their graveyard and redeploy, but it dramatically slows the momentum they had there. That brainstorm was insane, by the way. That was like when people say brainstorm is the best card in Legacy. Well, it's not as good as Tomio. It's not as good as... I mean, Tomio is probably as good as she is because of Brainstorm. But it's not as good as Ancient Tomb. But it is certainly one of the best cards in Legacy. And the reason is you can have like a bunch of dirtily lands and stuff and just completely change that out for value. Okay, so unfortunately, this is so good against me that I do think it's worth a Force. And I think the card I pitch here is Brainstorm itself. That worked. Okay, yeah, just in case, like, I don't want to be stuck with a Brainstorm if they were able to interact. All right, and we draw. Oh, my goodness. I'm just going to go all in. Let's go ahead and attack. Just before I Mockingbird, I want to make sure these actually connect. And then we're going to get lots of cats. And I'm going to play the Tomio last. I know it seems dangerous to do this, but I do want to see if I can get the... Is it even possible to get the City's Blessing? I think it is. So we're going to get 1, 2, 3, and then we'll have 10. I don't even need to play this Tomio. I don't think I do play her if I don't need to play her. Let's see. 7 plus 3 and then 10. I believe we get the City's Blessing triggers without playing her. And that's nice because she's my force pitch. And yeah, look at that. Beautiful. So we got 3 extra cats there. So even if they like, I'm pretty sure they're on tempo here. So like they're going to play this out and this is good. Oh, Thoughtseize? Yeah, that's fine. This is good, but I think they're still dead. So 6, that's exactly 10 damage. Yeah. I think I just swing in with the non. Well, I have to swing in with one of the Ocelot Prides. Oh, such a sick rip. All right. Yeah, we're just swinging in with everybody. Yeah, I think my opponent F6ing when they walked away. They should have just eaten some clock, in my humble opinion. Now they've got a serious cat problem, and they're going to need to be playing Engineered Plague. Engineered Plague would win here. Or if they have, they have the pay one life thing, whatever it's called, Toxic Deluge, then I'd still be able to play this out. But like they're not winning from this position. And again, I hope I'm not coming across as like mean spirited against my opponent. Or I totally understand their circumstances, like that they had to step away. They thought they'd save some clock. When you're playing a control deck, I don't think you should do that. I think you should eat the loss in clock. They were only gone for like a minute or two, and they may very well have had like force or even days in their hand to interact. Okay, so this is tempo. We're going to bring in Prismatic Ending, and we're going to take out, like, pretty much our entire deck is good against tempo. I think forces are the least good here if they're on true tempo. Yeah, and then, yeah, I think I'll just do it this way, and I'll hope that they don't get a Bowmaster through. Bowmaster's pretty dangerous, but it's not the end. It's just going to trade favorably. I want to see if this is a matchup where Samwise can waste loop a few times, because they do use a lot of mana. Like they have probably Barragoyfs and they have Murktides, and if you keep them down to like just their basic island and their basic swamp, they can't cast Murktide. Also, they can't cast Brazen Borrower out of exile. Game 2. This hand is another hand that I would never in my wildest dreams consider keeping, but it does have Brainstorm. I think I'm going to keep it. It's got lots of lands. Brainstorm on turn 2. Well, they're going to have Bowmaster before then. I can ponder and maybe find a daze. I think I'm going to Island Ponder here. Yeah. And then we'll hope to... Yeah, I'll keep it. I don't like mulliganing against tempo, especially when I'm also tempo. It's dangerous because you could easily get like a no-lander and then you're at 5 and it's really awkward. Every card matters in these matchups. And the fact that these represent virtual cards that I can shuffle back. Okay, they're going to take our Brainstorm, I imagine. But Ocelot Pride was what killed them, so they may get scared to take that. Yeah, okay, that's great. That tells me they probably don't have a Bowmaster. Haha, nice. We probably won't have time to deploy that realistically. I'm just going to do the... Oh, these are good. I don't want the force, though. So I'll shuffle that away. I'm just going to take... Well, I'm not really going to shuffle anything away, am I? I guess I could technically shuffle and then use the Brainstorm to put the Tundra back later. Yeah, so I'll take the Guide first because I don't want to have the Plow taken from me. Yeah, but I'm happy with these cards. And I can actually go get a Plains, which is really nice. So I just don't have to worry about their tempo squeeze as much. A lot of people may be asking why don't I play Karakas when I've got 4 Tomios and 3 Samwise. I just don't think it's worth playing right now. I understand it's good against like opposing Tomios. They did it again. Okay. I think maybe they take Guide here. That would be the panicky thing to do. They might take Samwise just because it's like kind of like, oh, that's card advantage. And it is. Okay, they took the Brainstorm. So that means we're stuck with the mediocrity coming our way. I'm going to go ahead and just... Was the card on top of Wasteland? I can't remember if it was a Wasteland or a different land. I think it might be a Wasteland. If I have Wasteland plus Samwise, it may wreck them. They may not have, like if they have a fetch, they should just go get the swamp, but not all their fetches can necessarily get swamp. I think realistically, like we're on the draw. Like I think it's a mistake. I'm just going to go ahead and get a plains here, and I'll just be chill and like play out this. And so they know about this. They know that we can technically get a card advantage. Really just getting a land back when we already have tons of land. It's not that big of a deal. They don't know about the plow though, because I adeptly hit it. So they may go for like a mark here. I would love it if they like pondered and then they played another land and then they marked and I could just plow it out of. Okay, they have their basics. Oh no, they're on this freaking crap. Oh, I didn't think they were on it because they were playing Bowmaster, but I'll adjust my sideboard strategy. I mean, we're not totally dead. We can plow this, but yeah, this sucks. Please ban Entomb. I will discard this Tundra. All right. You have 3 cards in hand. If one of them is a force, I will just snap. Never going to beat that in a fair, like normal Magic. Does not beat this. Okay, I'm going to play this out. Does this work? Rainstorm. Go for it. You're tapped out. You need exactly force blue card. You're likely to find it. They're looking at their 16th card. It's so frustrating because I was like, oh, great. I'm playing against a tempo deck. Like, I like this matchup, but I don't like playing this matchup. I played it hundreds of times. It's not very fun. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I am going to just go ahead and play my card, and they might have a daze. I'm like woefully underprepared for this exact match, unfortunately. My trackpad is screwing up and acting all fun. Let's go ahead and do this. And I could have done this during their turn, but like it does reduce the likelihood of them having daze slightly. I don't mind if they daze it. If they play like a Baragorf, I can mock it, and then I have a flying Baragorf. If they play a Merc, I have no... Yeah. You stopped my card advantage engine. It wasn't a real threat to you. But it would have given me an extra land. And now we're living off the top of our deck. So are they, but they have crazy reanimation effects, and we're playing little weenies. Okay, so they found a Baragorf. I can mock it, but they may have an answer to it. We'll see what we draw. Plow would be great. I'm just going to mock it, and if they attack, I'll just trade with it. If they have another daze, it's almost certain. If they find Fatal Push, which they shouldn't have room for in their deck, but they probably do. If they hold back thinking that, forgetting that this has flying, that's even better. All right, we're going to trade, and you're probably going to just be able to reanimate yours. We both get a bunch of life, which is consequential for them because it means that they're going to be able to Entomb Reanimate again. Okay, they just put it back right back out. This is so annoying to play against. Sorry, my excellent friends. I'm trying to like keep my composure. But, like I thought we were really far ahead, and then of course they had it. Okay, they dodged the land, so that was a good surveil. We've got Tomio, but like it's not going to matter here. This just goes crazy so fast, even at 3. I'll play this out. We might get lucky. They're probably just going to find like a Bowmaster. I guess we're technically getting to see more of their deck. I'm going to hold this just in case they thought sees me. I don't think it is of any tactical value to play it out. We're never going to waste them. It doesn't make sense. Like if we had multiple wastes, maybe we fire them off, but yeah. Okay, so this comes in. I'm not going to chump. I'm going to gain 3 life and also return a Tomio. All right, let's go to the post-board game where we actually know how to sideboard against our opponent. They were just playing a confusing build. Like very few people are playing main deck Bowmasters. So we'll bring these in. I'm going to bring these back in. I'm going to take out the dazes. They just don't accomplish what we need. Samwise comes out. We're not going to be waste locking them or anything of the sort. I'll bring a couple dazes back in. Okay. So let's see if we can beat them on the play here. This is a mulligan. This, oh my gosh. This is another mulligan. I'm sorry. I can't keep this. I need to be able to respect their deck. I can't do it with that. Okay, this is the best hand we've seen. I'm going to keep this. I think we just have to Tundra, play this, mock this. So I'm going to put... I don't want to put this back. It feels like a huge mistake. But I need to make sure I have land. And I do need to get... Ocelot Pride out. I need to try to turbo them and get their life low enough. Yeah. I mean, I'm on the play. I need to be proactive. Next turn I can mock this and still have plow up or pay for days. It's a pretty feel bad that we had to mull twice. They kept 7. And like 16% of the time they just have Entomb and Reanimate in their hand. Like any given hand has a 16% chance of having that combination. So unfortunately we can't attack, but we'll double trigger next turn assuming that Mockingbird doesn't get countered. They may Thoughtseize here and just take our Mockingbird. That is even worse because now we have nothing to target. Okay, I'm not actually going to complain about a Wasteland here. We need some sort of Hail Mary thing to happen here. And them getting mana screwed is like maybe that thing, but they rarely get mana screwed. Okay, they're just going to fetch. It's probably a cantrip, yeah. And now they can go line up their subsequent lands, and we're just sitting here doing nothing, unfortunately. Even if we get to plow something, it's going to be probably after they've gotten a ton of value off of it. Force, I will keep it. I mean, they're a 6-card hand, and we're effectively a 1-card hand if we force something. Again, I'm trying not to be too negative, but like this, it's tough to beat this deck. Yep, you can have that Thoughtseize. And if they take the Mockingbird, we're effectively like a 1-card hand. Okay, they did take it. They pass. I'm going to play this Tomio out. I'm not waiting around. I don't have the luxury of waiting around, frankly. Like, waiting around to force is just, it's death. And anybody in the comments are like, oh, but you need to be able to counter their Entomb Reanimate. I'm sorry. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. They will outvalue us because their deck naturally outvalues anything we do. Yeah, that's fine. I can at least plow that if they don't, they just flip immediately. So the good news is at least they didn't get any value off of this yet. And now we just have to find Prismatic Ending, which is not in our deck because it's not supposed to be against this deck. Because the only real thing you can hit with Prismatic Ending is Tomio. Flip Tomio is good against us. So they can regrow with Thoughtseize if they want to. Yeah, I mean, I can flip mine too. I'm going to create this. I'll go like that. And they were smart to do it immediately so that I never had a window to plow. I wanted to keep this up. But I should have kept this up. But like, realistically, am I even going to play into like most likely a days? I think I actually need to use this. It sucks, but like I do think that it's correct to use this just to ensure that I can pay for days here. Okay. So now I'm going to put this back. I can't really put force back. And at the same time, I need to keep this in plow. I do want to be able to crack this clue. So if I just take the... But it leaves me open to days. I am also worried that they just play out a freaking Murktide. Deals with my Tomio. Maybe it is correct to just wait for a turn cycle. I'm going to... No guts, no freaking glory. I'm putting force back. Okay, so we flip. A plus. Play this out. And I can... Like, if they have the card, they have it. I can go fetch a basic Plains here. So I have unimpeachable white. In case they have a series of Wastelands. Okay, the plus. The only cards that can kill this are 3 Brazen Borrowers. And it doesn't kill it, it just bounces. Okay, so here, the best option is to just go ahead and shuffle and then brainstorm. Because I could plow this next turn. Yeah, they can't have another one. Well, they could, in theory, just play a land. And then I can't... I was going to say I could go ahead and crack this and just draw for that. And then I plow. But if they Thoughtseize me and take my plow, then this is rotting in my hand. Yeah, I think I'm just going to go get my Plains. And I'm going to go ahead and brainstorm now. It's a huge liability having brainstorm in your hand when your opponent has a Bowmaster on the stack. And we're going to hope to find a Brazen Borrower. And I'll probably stack it to where the Brazen Borrower's on top so that they can't take it out, so I can at least bounce this Tomio. Because I've really got I've got to play something that is going to break through all this. And I don't have a lot of cards that can do that. Okay, there's the Brazen Borrower. All right, so it's actually not that bad. I'm just going to put this back. What if they have Thoughtseize? We have to borrow, and then we have to plow. And this will actually kind of... If they have a force, we're dead. That's just how the cookie crumbles. I don't think they're going to be crazy enough to bring in force negation, but that would be a mistake that some people would make. So I think it's probably upkeep, bounce this back to their hand. So if I'm doing that, it might make sense to just leave the Bowmaster in play for a turn cycle. So this Ponder, I don't mind them thoughts using it. Like if I just keep Ponder and Brazen Borrow on top, yeah, I think, and then I just don't do anything next turn. It sucks, but like I just need to not get Thoughtseize and lose. Okay, this resolves. Okay, that ping works. Got a dude. Okay, and you had something. You had a Tomio. Okay, that's fine. So I can bounce this, but like they're going to be generating clues again. So I'm going to just, I mean, they're tapped out now. I'm going to plus this for sure. If this fails, I lose. I'm trying to think if it makes sense for me. Upkeep to do it. I mean, if they have force negation, they can actually just do it during their upkeep. So yeah, I think it's fine to do this now. They could have double days. All right, I'm going to play around them having double days. I can't lose. I have to get this back to hand. I know it'll take a while, but like I have the, okay, and that worked. And if these are labor decisions, just trust me, when you have played like hundreds of matches against this deck, you come to appreciate like how every little decision makes an incredible amount of difference. Yeah, it's fine. There's no point in attacking with these unless you have another one. You get a clue. If you'd like, you can flip this with cantrips. So I can plow and I can even play this out. What is this? Oh, Baragoyf. Well, I can just, I think what I do is I plow this and then I regrow and I plow this. And then they can only attack me down to 1. That does take me away from winning. I can't win with this on the table anyway. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I know that may seem cowardly. Okay, so let's plow here. And now I'm just going to regrow my plow. Plow here. Now I will go ahead and ponder. I mean, I think this is shuffle. They've missed a couple land drops, but I'm not confident that it's going to be good enough. Draw. I can play this out and just block that. I think that's fine. And if they daze it, it's not that big of a deal. They have 4 cards in hand, though. They don't have any good reanimation targets. Okay, yeah, so we can block this. And next turn, we can play this out. But they do have Bowmasters in their deck, which, again, most blue-black Reanimator players do not play Bowmasters. It's very strong against our deck, though. So not only are we playing against the best deck in Legacy history, maybe. Probably better than Hulk Flash. We're also, yeah, there we go. We're also playing against a variant that has like an incredibly powerful card against us. Okay, so this is just a block here. I will block here just in case you have, I mean, you're playing Bowmasters, you might have that. They're going to crack a clue. So now we have to chump with Tomio. No, we could chump with this, but they may have a Bowmasters. we get a wild, oh wait, we shuffled, right? Yeah. So we tread water for a turn cycle, then we get a plow, and then we clear this. That's kind of what I'm thinking, but they're going up cards every turn with these clues. Prismatic Ending. So I'm going to plus. I'm going to end. Okay, and then I think we just play this out. I'm going to play it out now just to reduce the likelihood of them having ace, because I mean they could draw it at any time. They probably have 4 of them. And now we don't have good attacks, so we will just chill. And I will probably sack this borrower to this, because we're not going to tempo them anytime soon. I actually don't even know how we win from here. Another Tommy. Okay. They have seen a lot of those. No, wait. That's maybe the one I borrowed back to hand. Okay. So here I am going to block with this. And I would have loved to have been able to block with that. But I think that this is actually going to be really instrumental to us surviving. And they have so much life for reanimates. But luckily they don't have anything. Like, we've just been lucky that they haven't drawn Entomb. It's possible that they like somehow boarded it out, but I think it's unlikely. Like, I don't think you go down on reanimate in this situation. Yeah, so they flipped that. Okay. Flip their Tommy as well. We do have 3 more. I mean, we could technically like end that. Is that correct? There's no way that it's correct to do that. I think we need to regrow plow the Merc, and then like we'll defend her, and then she'll start going up, and then we can get the prismatic ending to end this. I think that's how we have to roll. And they got a perfect brainstorm as well, so they could have an Entomb Reanimate by this point. Like they certainly have the life to use it. They've seen a ton of their deck. So this is a natural flip, and they naturally flip the freaking Archon. Oh my goodness, nothing is going our way this game. Okay, a natural plow would actually be really good. Mockingbird doesn't do anything here. Everything's legendary. I'm gonna grab plow. Okay, and now we're gonna attempt to plow here. And sadly, I do think we just have to do stuff. Like, I'm not gonna wait around. Draw a card. Okay, that doesn't help. We could brainstorm, and then we could... Did they forget to plus her? I think they did. That's a gift. I think we let her die. I want to create a clue. They can attack her and kill her, and I'll just play out... I want to hold up this brainstorm. It's scary to do so, but... Yeah, I just want to create a clue. They get 27 life. Okay, what is this? Just a clue crack. Okay. Like, it's so likely that they find Reanimate here. And if they Archon, like, there's nothing I can do. It'll kill either Planeswalker or creature. I hope that they, like, do some dumb play, like, Reanimate this before they attack this. So at least I could sack this Talmio and keep this one around. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to make fun of my opponent, but they just punted in exactly the way I said that I hoped that they would. That works out very well for me. So we're going to sack this Tommy. I'm going to discard a Mockingbird. Like, there's no way we're winning this game. But, like, I'll be damned if my opponent isn't giving me, like, false hope. It's just such an uphill battle to beat this deck. Okay, yeah. They get to do the damage. Absolutely the best deck in Legacy history in my mind. In terms of just, like, overpoweredness. Another Tommy. Sure. Maybe they'll make a mistake and, like, brainstorm or something. I need, like, something to go my way here. So I do need to attack, and then I need a brainstorm, and I need them to not have Bowmaster. And then I need to find a plow so I can clear this. All right. And if they force this, this also kills her, sadly. I guess if they force this, that's fine. They're flipping their own Tommy, which kills this Tommy. I don't know why they did that. Sure. It probably is not going to matter because their deck is so overpowered that you can punt left and right. You can punt like a freaking madman and still be fine. Okay, they're fetching. I think they have... Why would they be fetching here? Just to surveil? Okay. I've got 4 minutes on the clock. I've got like a ton of life that I'm going to need to get through. Okay, we did get there. Kind of. No, we're not going to be able to kill this. Actually, are we just dead? I can Mockingbird, but look, no, I play this out. I'm Mockingbird 2, and then I have something to sacrifice, and then I can regrow a plow and plow this, and then I can stay alive. Holy cow. Yeah, I'll just empty my hand. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so she flips. I'm not going to scoop. I'm going to play it out to the freaking bitter end. I don't think there's any hope for us. White, let's play this. Now I will copy this. You have Tomio taking up. You have one of the most powerful creatures ever printed on the board. I am going to lose. Oh, yeah, that's fine. Do you have 2 of these? Actually, that is a game-winning play if you have a second daze. You do. Good games. Oh my goodness, you're never going to hear me this tilted. This is like the max I get. But I'm like so frustrated. All right, round 3. We're 1-1 after losing to the Reanimator Menace. We have a force blue card, Tomio Brainstorm hand. This seems like the stuff of keeps. We're on the play too. So I'm going to try to calm down. and again, I wish the best of my opponent. I hope they get better at Magic. They just need to keep practicing. But like they did so many punts, and I was there like 2 years ago probably. I was punting like crazy. But man, is it not frustrating to lose to people that clearly don't know how to play the deck very well? It's incredibly frustrating. I'm going to go ahead and deploy her. And it's like if they were playing like some Teamer Rhino Cascade or even like a show and tell deck or something, I would be fine with it. But they just happen to be playing like the best deck ever. And it's just so frustrating to lose to it. Sorry. Okay, so this is looking like, I mean, if they were playing Delver, they would have probably had a game action here. So I think we just go to combat and force if they prismatic end, and then we can, because I can force pitch Tomio and Flipper, and then I want to waste them. That's the dream. Okay. So we got that in. I'm going to play the Wasteland, and I'm just going to immediately waste. So I can bait them into... Okay, they didn't have any mana-based play. I'm going to go ahead and brainstorm now. Okay, and I think they're on show and tell. I think this day is going to be very good. Mockingbird doesn't do anything for us here. Backup Tomio doesn't do anything. But that may mean that I want to keep it in hand. So I'm going to put the brainstorm on top. That way I can pitch Backup Tomio and Daze. Yeah, and I might just Daze instead of doing that. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to ride the Tomio train. Unfortunately, this is what Legacy is all about now, is just Tomio. She has definitely succeeded. I often quote that, like, when Modern Horizons 3 came out and I saw Frog and I saw Tomio, I said both of these cards are going to be banned within 18 months. And it hasn't been 18 months yet, but we still got a few months before it hits 18 months. I wouldn't be surprised if my premonition came true. We're going to plus here. We've got a pretty good wall of interaction. I'm just going to chill with Clue Crack up. And you may be wondering, why are you playing Tomio if you're just going to be complaining about her the entire time? Be excellent. And to that I will say, you can't win with her. I'm sorry. I've tried so many times to win with tempo decks that don't have her in her. And she's just so strong that you just lose to tempo decks that do play her. This isn't easy days. I don't think that we... I mean, if I Daze, I can also Clue Crack. Yeah. And if they have, like, the Spirit Guide, that's fine. They have a Force. I will be forcing back. What's our top card? I think it's a Mockingbird, which I don't really want. I think I'm fine with... Well, let's just go ahead and force. I'll pitch the Redundant Tomio here. I could have just waited till this resolved, actually. So I am going to wait till these resolve. Now I'm going to fetch. I'm going to Clue Crack. And hopefully find a better blue card to pitch than Brainstorm. But I will pitch Brainstorm if I have to. Okay. I didn't find a better card to pitch than Brainstorm. I think we let them have this. But what do they have? They have to have, like... Okay, let's think about what they could have. I think they're almost certainly looking for... I think we just let them have it because we have the Force Blue card in our hand, and we can potentially... And it's not guaranteed that they're going to find what they need. It's 5 cards. It's powerful, but yeah, they scooped. I guess they didn't have something they could use to end that in 2 turns. So I feel that the decision to not do that was fine. So Hydroblast is coming in for sure. This is the same as round 1. I do think Consign comes in. We don't know that they're not playing the show and tell that is susceptible to Containment Priest. They are on blue-red, which is more likely to be playing, like those cards. I think we bring it in as a precaution. I did see a lot more non-basics than I saw in the previous match. I'll take out the Plows for sure. I'm going to take out one of my lands since I'm on the draw. I'll take out the Plains. Actually, is that correct? Because they could have Carpet. We didn't see green. I'm going to assume they don't have Carpet, and if they have Carpet, congratulations, you have a ton of mana. I don't like to take out the combo, but yeah, it can go pretty crazy and win pretty quickly. I think Samwise, I kind of like taking out the combo here, and let me tell you why. Samwise can like waste lock them. They clearly have lots of non-basics. Tomio can beat them down. Do we need to take all those out? We could bring in one Guided Souls. I hear you probably saying like, oh, what? But like, how are you going to win? And we're going to carefully win is my answer to you. We're not going to tempo them. Like, Tomio is the best tempo card ever printed. So if we just get Tomio flipped like we did previously, then we're golden. This is another double Tomio hand. We don't have a way to flip her, but like, what do you do against Tomio? You like force her, you remove her, and then that's why you play 4 Tomio. They're always going to probably find a way to remove it, but eventually they will run out of answers for Tomio, and that's when you win. And they could just have the turn 2 show and tell and I'm naked to that, but I've made peace with that. Yeah, I'm going to do this and hope that like drawing 2 cards a turn is good enough to beat them. Yeah, this is a brainstorm. Okay. I'd love for them to force here if that's what they're looking for. Okay, they've got 2 more Tommios right behind this one. Unfortunately, Brazen Borrower doesn't usually do what we need it to do in this matchup. Okay, this could just be the combo. The Spirit Guide. What are the red? A Braid. Okay, that's great. They paid 2 life and they used it like a ton of mana to do that. Daze is a great rip. Just gonna Tomio. And it does feel cheap doing this. Like, I'm not gonna say like, oh, you know, like this card is way overpowered. And like it took people a long time to realize that it was so powerful, but I've been playing 4 in like all my tempo decks, I think for years, or like year and a half since it was printed basically. I went to Japan and I had to find my Tomios in Japan, and it was a fortune. Cards are expensive in Japan, even if you're getting like the English version, and the English version is usually cheaper than the Japanese version. Okay, I am just gonna annoy you. I'm playing this out. And my opponent's probably, yeah, they said, bruh. Sorry, this is how it works. You play 4 Tomio and you just keep annoying your opponent until they eventually run out of answers. And they have used a lot of answers. They brainstormed suboptimally to find it. Daybreak is here blessing the top. Whenever I'm like, my opponent will be, or one of my friends, Matthew, very chill dude, plays a lot of Legacy up at Boardwalk Games in Dallas. He'll frequently send me like these screenshots of, you know, because I have like this Daybreak account, DB. That's Daybreak, the company that runs. And it basically gives me access to all the cards. But there's like this conspiracy theory that also gives you like insane RNG. So he'll be like, oh, that Daybreak plus account is really working out well for you and stuff like that. He's just joking, of course. I don't believe there's any. Okay, so, all right. This is definitely like a chance for Samwise to shine. I'm going to use Samwise here. I want to make a land drop. And I want to have Hydroblast and Daze Up. It will be sad if they are able to interact with this, but I need to make my land drops. I can't just chill forever. All right, so let's get our land back, and then we can play our land. And now we have Hydroblast back up, which again is not like Pyroblast, but I guess we just do this. And now we'll play this, and we will pass with 2 points of interaction. We're probably not enough. I think we're probably dead. Like, we haven't drawn Force. We haven't drawn, like, Wastelands to punish their mana base. I would love to waste this tomb. They scooped the match. They don't even know what's in my hand. Tomio tilt is real. GG's. All right, so I'm going to go eat dinner with my kids, and I will come back, and I'll probably be whispering, and I'm going to try to finish this out. Round 4, we're up against a likely Blue-Red Delver player. Tomjab, frequent trophy leader, very strong player. We have 18 lands in the deck. We could get basic planes and just Ocelot Pride. We don't have a cantrip here. If they waste, it's huge for them. I'm going to keep this, though. They don't have a lot of tools to kill our creature. They may have 1 Unholy Heat in their deck. Definitely tempted to just... Well, I could just planes plow this and then Daze. I do want to kill this. They may get some value if they have the bobble, which... Yeah, that's a strong hand. So I am going to open planes, plow, and then next turn I can Pride, but I need to get this off the table. Hopefully our opponent is looking at a land there. Do we draw a land? Oh. Don't waste Delver. I think we just... If we don't get a Tundra, we're not going to be able to Daze to protect our plow. We have to get this gone. This is so close to getting Delirious, it's not even funny. And it is generating a lot of card advantage for them. I'm going to attempt to do this. And hopefully they interact and I can Daze. Because I do want to get this out of harm's way from a Wasteland so I get a second chance at using it. They are forcing. I'll let the trigger resolve and now I can Daze. They pitch a Questing Druid. Interesting. So they're not on Steel Cutter. Okay. Bye-bye. All right. So they don't have Daze, I don't think. They're down to 4 cards. Thanks to that Force, which did pitch another Force. I mean, I could be aggro. I could Force pitch Brazen Borrower and then waste them? That's very aggro. I'm going to do it. Like, I just have a feeling that they're on one land. Okay, they bobble. This is going to dig them to the land, but they didn't have the land, and now I can waste. They know about the wasteland. I am going to waste them first before I do anything. Just because it shuts off subsequent cantrips. They could have a lot of cantrips in hand. They're highly likely to find a second land, but they're probably only playing 18. They are also playing... Oh, that's great. Yeah, I'm going to just waste. Snap this off. And then we're just going to hope that they don't have another land. They absolutely could have a land. They found an island, but that doesn't cast all their spells. I'm going to go for Tommy here. I think Tommy is the play here. They don't have a bolt they could daze. I mean, like, I could actually Pride. I think that's the play. I'm going to Pride. I know Tommy creates card advantage, but if they kill this, it's not the end of the world. They're dazing this. Okay, that's fine. So I'm glad I didn't play out the Tomio. Because Tomio is how I get ahead. If they waste me here, I'm fine because I've got more coming. Okay, and they did find a second land. So they are going to have access to red, unfortunately. I'm going to play this. I don't have a surveil land, but they don't know that. I'm just going to play this out. The second borrower is good because I might need to bounce a Murktide pretty soon. Hopefully they don't have a bolt. But it's likely they have a bolt. Because they're 16 cards in their deck so far. And we haven't seen a bolt yet. Okay, they're fetching. Again, if this is Merc, I'll be so happy because I can just borrow it out of the way. But if it's bolt, that kills our card draw engine. Okay, it's Merc. Now, this is not like spectacular for us because they could have interaction, but they didn't have interaction so far. All right, Merc's out. This will be very small if they recast it. Okay, all right. We're doing all right. We're doing all right. They're going to have to replay that. They've only got 2 cards. It's going to be a 3/3, which, again, is big enough. I might draw a land and be able to just double crack. They do have the mana necessary to redeploy. But that will get them... Okay, they have a freaking bolt. That sucks. Okay, it is a 2-for-1. But it's not what I wanted. I wanted to go further. Okay, I think the play here is... just crack the clue. See if we can find something here. I like having force up. But, like, do I really want that force? I really want to brainstorm just to get rid of this force. I think it's pretty sneaky. I think I'm gonna ponder, get another Tundra, and then I can... Or I'll fetch, get a Tundra, and then I can ponder. So Merc is now currently 4/4 capabilities. I mean, this is not bad. The main problem is I can't force, and so they have this wall, and I'm never going to be able to attack through it. I would much rather have a Guided Souls here. If they Merc and I force, they still have 2 cards left. I play this out. I play it out again. I mean, it could take over the game. Yeah, I think I'm just going to put this Ponder in hand, and I am going to draw these. Like, they will take over the game if they don't have interaction, and it's a world in which they don't have interaction is a possible world. It's just not like a likely world. Okay, this gives them green if they find a Questing Druid, but then we can waste them off red. I had that happen the other day. I had an opponent who was playing this deck with the Questing Druids, and I was able to just waste them off red. I'm going to let this resolve. Oh, scary. The second one, I think this is a force because let's think about this. They both have, no, we just force the thing and then we hope to gain life off these faster than they can do damage. It's pretty sketch, but we know their hand. They have to attack with both of these. We do attack, we gain 1 back. So I'm actually going to double next turn. I can just play both of these. And then we attack for 2 and we just force their thing. Yeah. Pride. We can also play this out and just trade with one of them, but I want to get our cat army going. So I'm not actually worried about what they could draw here. They're going to attack first and then they're going to Merc and I'll just force the Merc. It would be great to beat Dilver on the draw. Okay, here it comes. They could have Spell Pierce. It's unlikely. All right, I'm going to force that. All right, and these are small again, which is nice. Let's go ahead and go in. If you have a bolt, you can bolt one of them. All right, do we want to play this out? I think that's better. They could have a daze. Let's see, they actually need 2 more types, but they can easily get those types. If I draw another land, then this is like guaranteed to resolve basically. I think we do play the Tomjab here. Because if the last card is daze, it's just so devastating. Yeah, I'm just going to play this out. Okay. All right, we got our dudes. We're getting closer to the city's blessing. They would need a lot to kill us here. They need like double bolt. And for that to reveal. Okay, this is a sorcery. They did keep one. So they found something they want. It might be a Merc. Okay, another Brainstorm. All right, they are definitely going crazy with cantrips over there. But they have to attack. Unless they land Merc right now. They could do that, and then they could keep these back. But these are our first strike. They're at 17, so we're not going to be able to kill them through combat quickly. But we do gain 2 life, so we'll be net 8 after all this. Okay, that's the second land, so this could be Merc. So they're playing Corey in addition. That's fine. They can definitely like kill us next turn. We need to be cognizant of that. I'm not going to block. They may have stacked it to where they have bolts up on top. The reason I'm not going to attack is because this does trigger twice because I'll get the city's blessing here, I think. Yeah, I'll get the city's blessing and I'll get an extra clue. Holy cow, that's so good. So I'm just going to attack with everything. And then I'll have the plow up in case they play the Merc. But is that actually correct? They're tapped out. I think I just want to draw here in case I find like, I don't know what I can find. No, wait. If I do that, I can do this in the end step after the city's blessing trigger. Okay, so we get first, we get second. Okay, we get a lot of stuff. We get a lot of clues. Now I'm just going to go ahead and apply one of these. And I'm going to just draw now. Okay. I'd be stunned if they can kill me here. They'd need like a series of bolts. Seek the Beast. Okay, that's the start. And then they get this, but like I've got so many blockers, they're going to have to do a ton of damage on the ground. They don't have green to cast this out. Cards they exiled were Wasteland. It's difficult to read what they exiled exactly. I don't think it showed. Let's see. The last thing. Oh, Brazen Borrower. So they can just play it out. Okay. So they don't have mana to equip this. Just attacking for 3 in the air. Okay. All right. So this is the cognitively complicated part. So we are going to get a bunch of cats. I can get, oh wait, I give this ring bearer, and then I can attack through, gain life, because they were planning to block, and that'll still trigger all this stuff. But let's see, how much do we take in the air? We take 6, and we'll be at 6. So that doesn't really work. I can just hold this back and not attack, and then chump. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attack with everything except the Tomjab and this. I think that's my best chance at winning. I don't want to crack this. I feel like every damage, well, let's see. 3, this will get blocked. This is never going to be big enough to trample through all the things I'm going to create. I think we're dead to a bolt either way. They may have already floated the bolt on top. I don't want to draw. I think I can fetch and then just have the extra mana so I can crack a clue. I don't know that accomplishes anything. If I flip this, I could fetch and then just double clue to flip her plus her. That debuffs this and this, but I still take 4 in the air and I've fetched, so I'll be dead. Yeah. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and play this. I'm going to go ahead and fetch down to effectively 1. Again, I want to emphasize, we're definitely dead to plow here. White, blue, Samwise. We'll get back this. We're going to make this our ring bearer. Now we can go to combat. Attack here. Here, 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 here. This would have to get really big because do I want to keep one back? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think it's worth going in. Let's do it. And I'll just keep one back, I guess. This is one of the better Delver players in the world that I'm up against. They only have one trampler, so the other ones I can just block with one. Okay, so we go back up to 5. I think we just pass and bluff having interaction. And I can just end step that. Yeah, so we get this. Okay. Plenty of blockers. Just like I'm dead to bolt. They were starting to play red. I think they probably do have bolt. Another DRC is fine. I don't think they're going to survive next turn. Okay, this is... Oh my goodness. Please don't be like a brazen... Okay. Just equipping... Oh, is that death? I think that's death. Yeah, I didn't think about the fact that they could equip there. So I only have one blocker. Yeah, I'm dead. And if I had one more mana, I could have played this out. It would have saved me. But I didn't have... like, I needed to create more of these and gain life. But yeah, that was unfortunate that we couldn't beat that. Okay, so here, Prismatic Ending, get in the deck. Hydroblast, get in the deck. We get to play this on the play. I think I just take out the forces. Am I going to take out all the forces? I am. We need to cut one more card. I don't want to cut any lands. I'm at 18. I'm on the play. Even on the draw, I don't think you cut any lands. The Wasteland cheese was very good there. I'm not going to take out any Tommies. I could take out a Samwise. I'm not going to take out Borrower because this hits tokens and it hits mercs. I think we take out... Yeah, this is a 2-drop. All right, let's do it. All right, we're looking for interaction, like removal. Oh, man, no lands. Come on, deck. Okay, this has lands. I'll just put back this Tundra, and I'll fetch basics. So we're going to go get a basic island, or a basic plains, and then we're going to Pride. One of the most powerful things you can do against Delver is play basics, because it really eats into their tempo plan. There's a good chance they have removal for this. I think they probably have 5 or 6 removal spells. That is going to get plowed for sure. Okay, they are getting value immediately. They've had this hand twice. It's really good. Like if you have DRC into Bobble, it's insane. And they're keeping it. So they probably found like a bolt, I'm guessing, or some sort of removal spell. Okay, they get to draw. Well, I definitely want to waste this and I want to copy. I could waste first and then attack and they won't block. And then next turn, assuming this doesn't die. Yeah, I'm going to try it because I think they probably found a bolt. Let's go ahead and attack here. They're not going to block because it's first strike. Draw some blood. Now we're going to attempt to plow this. Okay. We get our dude. And this is definitely dead, but it's already generated value. Trop! Yes! Their mana base hurting them so badly. I know that they wanted to play a red spell there. All right. Yeah, like I don't believe in... Oh my goodness, that's so good. So I think the play here is just guide. And then we're going to get some energy. We're just going to get 1 energy. Man, I could try to Shadow Realm them. If they daze, it's actually fine. I want a second copy of this. If they daze, it sets them back and we've got like the tempo advantage here. Yeah, I'm just going to copy Pride. Get another trigger and we're going to get a lot of energy and we're going to get a couple dudes and we're going to storm them. They scooped. That is how you tempo the Delver deck. Okay. So now, do we want to take out some dazes? I'm not going to try to tempo them here. I'm going to try to survive. So I think Force comes in. We have card advantage. They don't. Like, they technically do. They're trying to end the game. Like, one of the reasons I think Tomjab is so much stronger than Questing Druid is because it's just 1 blue mana and it doesn't warp your mana base at all. It pitches to force. Like, I definitely understand why they're playing the version they're playing, but I just think it's outmoded, frankly, as somebody who dabbles into playing Delver. I'm going to be playing Delver in my next league, actually, but with Cutter, like they are. I mean, this is not a strong keep. This is an Island Ponder Coward hand, but I mean, what if they daze in Wasteland? Oh my goodness. I think this is not good enough. This is not good enough. I don't want to die. Yeah, I mean, I would love to get basics. I think I need to get a basic. I'm not going to trust Island Ponder to get us there. This is basics. I'll put back the waste. Yeah, and then I can't basic planes this. I probably won't cast anything immediately. They're not casting anything. Interesting. Holy cow, that's such a good draw. I think the odds of us putting this out there and it not just getting bolted are very low. I think I just want to have Hydroblast up and we'll pass. We have Force, Daze Protected Force, Hydroblast, lots of stuff. I will absolutely blast a, it's good for us, Bobble coming out before the Quarry. They are going to see planes at random. That's fine with me. All right, feeling favored. Generally, like slow Delver starts, like the Quarry gives them a lot of reach. I have definitely died from Quarry, like from surprising positions, and it's very tilting. And I don't want that to happen here. Okay, so they're going to do something here. Okay, interesting. Time to fetch. Well, I am going to attempt to blast that. I think it's likely they have a daze. But this does reduce the mana they'll have on the turn that they... And if they don't have a daze, I could force... I'm pretty scared. They time this well. I could force this until your next end step. I don't think they're going to be able to play both. What do they get? Oh, that's great. So they can play 1 land. Yeah. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and just play out the Pride. And so they can Volk. There's nothing to blast. So this will just go into exile. And then I think we just let that happen. I want to save my force for something really impactful. So I think here I'm going to go ahead and just play Island Tommy. And if they want to waste, they can waste. This is no longer playable. So we can just go boom. And I've still got lots of mana up. As far as I know, as far as they know, I've got Brainstorm in my hand. They are disincentivized from going after this right now. It's not worth me protecting because I've just got another one. I actually hope that they kill this. They can play a second Volk here. Oh, okay. Wow. So they have a lot of land in their hand because they dazed back and they played that from exile. So I think they still have another Volk in hand. It's fine if they want to play this. I'm not going to go after it. It will be kind of annoying, but I can just plow it out of the way later. Okay. Guide of Souls is great. I'm going to go ahead and go for the hug first. Okay, and I'm just going to go ahead and play out this guide. This way we have Clue up. They will eventually waste this. I just want to make sure that I don't like Clue until the last possible minute. Okay, blue. I feel like Quarry coming. That's fine. This will get big and kind of scary, but I've got Prismatic Ending and Plow in my deck that I'm drawing to. I just want to be very careful how I aim this force. I want to make sure they're tapped out of red when I force. And Borrower is not bad by any means. It's good against a lot of their deck. So this force would have significant cost associated with it. But if they Quarry, I will force. I'll just force pitching my redundant Tommy. They haven't made their land drop yet. They may just be putting back one of the lands, but then they would need it to shuffle that somehow. They may have a Ponder. Okay. Man, if they play Quarry, it's their second spell, so they don't get the trigger. Okay, that works. I'm not going to fight that. Okay, they're going to come in for 3. I'll take it. They're wasting my land. It's fine. Let's draw a card. So we got our 2-for-1. Prismatic Ending. Pretty good. Okay. I think the play is Tommy and then hold up force. Oh, we could Ponder for a land. I don't hate that. I think I'm going to do that. That's pretty good. I want the Pride for sure. I could play it right now. I can't. Well, I could play it right now, but it could get dazed. I need to wait. So we're going to draw this. I'm just going to play a Tommy. Okay, we get an energy. We gain a life. I'm going to attack for 1. I'll pass. And they're going to get some more cracks in with this. We have Prismatic Ending if it gets really big. If they play a DRC, that's the high priority thing that we counter. I don't want to have to use Borrower, but that's our answer to a Murktide, which they probably have 3 of in their deck. So this comes across. We're ahead on cards. We're drawing into our combo. They're probably using removal on Tommy here. I think we just let this happen. It's a 1-for-1, and then we have our combo. Okay. That's fine. And you may be saying, like, when are you going to force? At what point do you actually force them? And that's a hard question to answer. But I force Merc, I force Corey. I would love to force, but they haven't given me anything like quite force-worthy. That is just a Prismatic Ending. And then we can chump this all day long. It doesn't have any... yeah. So if they still had a Brainstorm, they've used 2 of them. That would be really annoying. But I do want to get rid of this. So I think first things first, I'm going to go ahead and just try to end this. I don't want them having a card draw engine. Okay, that's good. Now I'm going to play this. And I will force to protect this combo because this is what I've got going on. Come in for a hug. Now we're going to pass. We've got 3 energy. We're going to have to take 1 more crack from this. No, we don't. We can just chump. I'll just chump it for the rest of the game. It's one of the few creatures in their deck that doesn't fly. If they put out like a DRC, no, I can borrow that. I'm going to be generating 1 every turn until I'm generating many per turn. I want to keep my life total high just in case they do have something crazy. The trigger goes on stack. Here, this flies. I'm about to give this lifelink. Again, I think we just wait. This doesn't have... I only have 3 types in their yard. Okay, preordain. It gives them a trigger. This does give it delirium, but it's not going to matter because I can just do that. I need to stop the actual bolt if they find it. But because this flies and it'll have lifelink, I can guaranteed get something here, and then I'll have a blocker for that. It's very scary. I mean, the deck they're playing is terrifying, but when you watch my video, I'm going to play a version that I think is even more terrifying, which just has 4 Tommies. A lot of these Delver players are just playing like 1 or 2, and I think 4 is fine. Let's draw. Okay. We knew about that. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and attack. I'll just attack with this. Then I'm going to buff it. Make like a Warren and buff it. Coming in, 4/3, lifelink. And then I can like actually just hang back if I want to. So I get a dude. I'm trying to think if there's I'm going to wait on the borrower. I'll just see what they do. Yes, we get a dude. All right, we get an energy. We gain another life. Okay. I just want to make sure we can stop Merc. Okay, they're not even bothering attacking with that, which is cool. I'll just take the 3 here. Yeah, I'm just going to let it resolve. This thing's getting really big. I want to definitely Prismatic End it before too long. Do I want to just bounce it? I could just bounce it. They may have Pyro. I want to be mana efficient and at least do something here. I think this is the Prismatic End here. Well, no. I mean, we could just ignore this. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and just go to combat and swing for 3 in the air. I've got Force up. Gain 3 life. I mean, I'm tempted to end it, but like ending this removes card selection. I think it's better. Wait. I want to tap this. Like they could, like in theory, like bolt their way through and get like a bunch of stuff going on. It's another life. We're gaining a lot of life. That like I think we're favored in this matchup. We're down to 4 minutes. They're down to 9. I'm going to be hitting them pretty steadily here. Another one. That's the one I bounced. That's fine. I just need to protect this combo. That's what these forces are for. They find a bolt or something. I also need to stop Merc. So I will be forcing a Merc or a bolt on one of my combo dudes. This is the Merc. I'm going to force. They might have Pyro. They haven't had any targets for Pyro. How big is this thing? It's so frustrating because it's hard to tell like how big it actually is. It looks like it's not that big. Like, so 1, 2, it's like a 6/6. This can only be 5. I think I have to force here. And if they lined it up to where they've got a bolt on my dude now, that's going to be a bummer. Getting closer to the city's blessing if you choose not to attack. Okay. I think I just do this. I'm going to show them what I drew, but I don't want to get dazed. So assuming this comes in, I get more energy. Okay. And now I think I just give it extra lifelink. I'm going to attack with both of these. I want to get them dead. Yes. I'm going to do it on that. I'm leaving back lots of blockers. So they're going to drop to 3 here if they don't do anything. Okay. Okay. City's Blessing. So lucky. And now we're gaining even more life, more energy. Their work is cut out for them. They have to attack, which means the sky is unguarded. I can just attack with both. I can attack with Borrower too. I'm pretty sure I won. They said, GG's. As always, Tomjab, keep it classy. Love your honest Delver builds. I love not playing against Blue-Black Reanimator all day. All right, we're 3-1, losing only to Blue-Black Reanimator in a pretty close game 3. So I'm loving this build. See you in round 5. Final round, it is our Ocelot Pride deck versus our opponents. Yeah, I mean, we got the Island Ponder. This hand's fine. I'm going to keep it. We're on the draw. Island Ponder does fail sometimes, but Mockingbird copying like whatever part of the Guided Souls Ocelot Pride combo we need would be nice. They're on the play and they've mulliganed. So we're basically up 2 cards. How I look at it. Okay, looks like they might be on like Storm or something. This is an aggressive opener. Oh, yeah, that's fine. Okay. So, I think we just plow it. I mean, I'm worried that they have a plow of their own and then they're going to connect and they're going to start getting permanents. I could just copy it, but then they trade. I could Guided Souls. I think I'm just going to Guided Souls here. And then I have Days Up. And that deters them from attacking. And if they have removal like and a land, then they can clear and then they can get through. I don't like Chrome Mox in these types of builds. Okay, wow, they have a lot of mana. What is this? Oh no, they can go get a land. I can't stop this. So they can play the land next turn. They don't have good attacks now, unless they've got Solitude. They got a Guided Souls. Okay. So that's gone. I will ponder to try to find a land before I do anything here. Unless I draw a land, which would be nice. Okay, Force. I mean, that would have been good there to keep them all. No, they didn't get a land. Huh. We might be able to, like, we don't have, if I find a Wasteland, I'm wasting them for sure. And then I can Daze. Yeah, let's see if we can find a Wasteland. All right, this Strand is great. I will take that, and I'm just going to immediately use it, and I'm going to copy. Let's get a Tundra. And you got the combo? I got the combo. But I got the first crack. And I am well on my way to... should I attack here? I'm going to have more energy. I think they're doing damage to themselves. I think it does make sense to just attack. And so their deck is better in absolute terms than mine because it's much more focused. It's not good against combo. Mine is better against combo, but because of their lack of luck in their mulliganing phase slash deck building decisions, we're actually in a pretty strong position. So I will force Guided Souls. I think this actually maybe I force this. I'll just pitch a Ponder. Okay, and they can't do anything. I love it. All right. So I'm not sad to see that land. However, I do get the feeling that we brainstorm, we might find a fetch and put this Days away. It's pretty bad. All right, we found the fetch. And we got another plow, which is worth its weight in gold, frankly. Yeah. I could actually I think I bounced this Chromox back to hand. I think that's the tempo forward play. Let's get yet another Tundra here. Okay, and now I guess I can just attack in the air. There's no harm in doing it. Gain a life. And this is big enough that I can block this, so yeah. Okay, and we get a cat. We're getting very close to the city's blessing. We might hit it as early as next turn. Okay, they had a plains. This guide, this is fine. They don't have a good attack. All right, so we just plow this guide out, and Ocelot Pride doesn't do a lot. It's basically walled. Or we can just plow both of them. I'm just going to hit this. I can attack with both. Pay the ability. And now I can just choose what to do. Like I most likely will just plow their Ocelot Pride when they attack. Deny them some lifelink. They had that warp dude, but it's going to be a while. Get another life. Okay, Wasteland. Mox. Oh, they are going to try to cast a warp dude. He does let them search. This is a 3-2. I mean, I could just brainstorm into a daze, which would be really rude. We didn't, but we found good stuff. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and do this. I don't need this Tundra. I'll happily take another Guide of Souls, though. Okay, so this hits the table. They get to do their thing. They find the guide. Now the question is, do I just... I think I do plow this. They can attack in, I just double block and it dies. They opt not to. Okay, well, let me be mana efficient here. I think this probably ends the game. Like, days would have been backbreaking, but I mean, that was pretty one-sided. Okay, so prismatic ending definitely coming in. I think that's the only change we make. Cards that are bad here. Force of Will is not atrocious. They could turbo us. I think Daze is pretty meh on the draw. They didn't see it. Samwise seems good. It gives us the ability to attack in. We can maybe Samwise waste loop them, which would be impactful. I don't think they're going to be playing Felia, but they could be playing it. Containment Priest shuts that down. I think I'm just going to go in like this until I learn more about their deck's construction. I think they're playing just like the stock kind of warp deck that was popular like 2 weeks before recording this. I'm like way ahead. So if you're watching this, I actually played this game this match 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. This is a double plow hand. We can't cast anything. I think we keep it and we just hope they go in hard. And then we hope that we find a blue card. I mean, I don't like throwing back double plow hand on the draw. All right. Human. Guide. That's the one that you plow. The other one doesn't matter as much. The guide is the real powerhouse from Modern Horizons 3. Even though it was printed as rare, the other one's at Mythic. Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to... if this is when it enters play, I mean, they could have some way to blink this, instant speed. I think it's just best to go ahead and plat now. All right. So this is human. That shepherd is not human. I will force that shepherd. I don't have anything going on. I'm just trying to deny them value while I wait for my deck to eventually produce a blue source, which could be a very long wait. I mean, it's only a few standard deviations out that we're waiting. Halia, that's fine. That gains them a life. Doesn't really do anything else. Ocelot Pride is forcible. I think I'm worried that I won't actually have that many forced targets later. I think I am actually going to force this. I'm not happy about it. Let's pitch. I think the pitch is Brainstorm. Because Ponder is going to find me a second land, and then I'm going to want to deploy all this stuff. So this can come back next turn. Come on. I'll take a Wasteland. I'll take any land. Okay, Guide of Souls is fine. All right, now we're totally shields down. But hopefully they're just casting Halia from Warp. They do have interaction for our guide, I think. Oh, that's such a bad card. Oh my goodness, opponent, don't bring this in. Do not bring this in against fair decks. This is for Storm and Oops and stuff like that. I don't even know if it's good against Oops. It's probably good against Oops. Okay, they have a land. They could have played Halia out and be hitting us for 3. All right, and now just like that, We are gaming. I think I go ahead and just try to find Ocelot Pride here because it's a big deal if I find it. I'm going to get an island. I do suspect they're playing Wasteland. And then worst case scenario, I just have the plow up. But I just want to find my Ocelot Pride. The other alternative is I could mock Guide of Souls, gain a life, come in for 1, and then next turn Tomio, get the extra energy, and then I can attack for a lot in the air. And I still have plow up for Halia. I don't hate that. This doesn't even affect creatures. Like I can play as many. It's not like it's Archon of Emeria. Sorry, I hope I'm not coming across as like overly harsh of my opponent. Here. I'm going to go to combat and see whether they have something that I need to plow here. Like a Fido type thing, like the dog. I'll just plow that. Okay, they do have it. Yeah, it's not a surprise. So let's go ahead and say goodbye to her. Okay, and now I'll just mock this. They're down to 1 card. So Halia comes out. I am undaunted by her. I'll fly over her head. And so this has accomplished nothing. It's like they Thoughtseize themselves, basically. It might accomplish something late in the game, but I don't think it's it's very easy for me to play around it. Okay, so here she comes with her very cool looking sword. I love this card. She gains a life, or they gain a life. Okay. Okay, that's Brainstorm, which is not good here. I think I'm just going to play Tomio and hit him for 2 in the air. This doesn't have reach. I always have to check very carefully on the card that they didn't hide reach down there by the author signature. Okay, and now we'll just come in for a hug. Actually, we can come in with both of them because this is already flying. Guess I'd like to pay. So this is good because they are showing Ancient Tomb. They take 4, we take 3. They gain life when they cast stuff. Wasteland, love it. Chrome Mox, just to play it out, just to gain a life, that seems super sus. Okay, they scooped. Wow. Yeah, that like we shouldn't have won that last match. We were extremely unfavored, but we got lucky. That was a 4-1. Again, that's so close to being a trophy. If it weren't for, broken Reanimator, blue-black Reanimator, and again, like, I'm sorry, but I was super salty because I knew I was running hot and doing great. And then I just queued into that. And yeah, I don't know what to tell you. It's a very tough deck to beat. Oh, by the way, this is what I'm going to play in the next video. I got this all set up. This is not the list we were playing, but I'll show you. Like my theory on blue-black or blue-red is you want to be playing like the traditional version without the green splash. I think it hurt our opponent. It didn't do a lot. There's so many just little creatures in the format right now that I don't think having a giant questing druid is super relevant. So I'm going 4 Tomio. 4 is the correct number to play. If you're not playing 4 Tomio, you're doing it wrong. That is the hill that I will lie down on and play dead on. I genuinely think that people should be playing 4 Tomios. And I like the format revolves around her. Like if you're a blue deck, it doesn't really matter what blue deck you are. You should be playing 4 of her. She's broken. She's absolutely broken. And then DRC, and then not playing Delver, just playing 2 Mercs, but always playing 2 Borrowers, very important. And then playing the Cutters, and just playing the good Burn. But you'll note I'm not playing Unholy Heat. That there is one in the sideboard, but like there's so much creatureless combo stuff out there. We didn't run into too much of it. But yeah, this is like, I'm very excited to try this build, and I'm going to record right after I finish this league video. Also, you'll note that my sideboard is a bunch of 1-ofs because DRC helps you dig so much that you can actually play 1-ofs. Normally, I play like 4-ofs in the sideboard, as I did with this deck that we were playing today. Here it is. This is our 4-1, and a lot of those matches were not even close. We just decimated people, and I think that we did get to see some Samwise action. Samwise getting tempted by the ring and giving unblockability probably won us at least a game or 2. I do think that this is the best build that I played of this deck. I tried like it's called like Riddle Gate something, and it gives you some energy. I don't think going deeper into energy and playing Static Prison is the way. I think Prismatic Ending is better than Static Prison, even when you only have 2 colors. the Guide of Souls Ocelot Pride combo with the Mockingbird just continued to dazzle me. Like, I think it's really good. It's not great against Blue-Black Reanimator, but it is insane against Blue-Red Delver, which we saw. And, continuing to play 3 Brazen Borrowers, it was live in pretty much every match. You could go 4 Borrowers, 2 Samwise. I actually think that's what I would do. I don't think this is that great. It is something you can copy, but like Brazen Borrower is just so cracked right now. I noticed that Takano, the Japanese pro player, whom I did beat while I was in Tokyo, he was on Blue-Black Reanimator, and I was on my $900 Blue-Black Mockingbird deck. And he was playing, there's a Japanese article. I read it in Japanese to improve my Japanese reading comprehension. But he's interviewed, and I think his build's like 4 of Blue-Black Reanimators, like 4 days, 4 Wasteland. I think it's 3 or 4 Brazen Borrowers. Like, he just plays a ton of Borrowers because they're insane. It's an insane Magic card. And again, I'll continue to sing the praises of Borrower. I don't really have any other observations about the list. Containment Priest did not feel good enough against Blue-Black Reanimator. Maybe this should just be Grafdigger's Cage. The fact that it comes in, like, this is a lot easier for them to remove because they can push it. They can, it's harder to redeploy. I mean, you could definitely argue that you should just play Grafdigger's Cage. Most of the Show and Tell decks I've been playing against, and we did play against 2, I don't think either of them were Sneak and Show variants. I think they were both just, no, wait, it was a different video that it was yesterday's. I recorded yesterday the White Red Prison, which was awesome. Been doing a lot of winning, a lot of 4-1s, and I'm hoping to show you a trophy very soon. So we're going to continue to iterate on these designs, but like, this is where I am currently. I do feel like 4 days is really good right now. There were lots of matches where, like, days I just shuffle it away later or pitch it to force. I mean, this card just feels so good right now. I don't know what to say. The format's fast, and I've kind of come to terms with that. Like, I genuinely believe this is a control deck in 2025. Like, yes, technically there's Jeskai Wizards. Is that really a deck? Like, I am not convinced that it's good. I've tried to make it good. It occasionally wins a tournament, but like, I genuinely just don't think that you can play a lot of basics and do well if you're doing 3 colors. I think the future is one of the 3 tempo variants, like this Blue-White Cats version, or Blue-Red Delver, or Blue-Black just tempo, which I've got a video that has probably already come out where I play like 11 rounds with it, and they're very hard fought, and they're very rewarding. This, I feel like this is more snowbally, but you have to fight for every win with Blue-Black tempo. And that is one of the nice things about this deck, is like, you do have a combo that's kind of broken that you can fall back on. It's not like, oops all spells type combo, but it is a combo that like just completely breaks parity and gives you a high degree of inevitability while protecting you. I mean, in that Delver match, I think game 3, I ended the game with like 30 life or something like that. And like, that is not what Delver wants to be looking at. They do not want to be looking at an opponent that has 30 life. So the incidental life gain is very powerful. My current tier list of decks is Naughty Breakfast and Blue-Black Reanimator, obviously the best. Naughty Breakfast right behind it. And then I think Blue-Red Delver is probably number 3. And if that's the case, if one of the top 3 decks is going after your life total really hard, then I don't think this is a bad combo. The fact that both of these are 1 white, it's just really compact. And when you're playing like a 4 days, 4 Wasteland, you really do want to be playing some powerful 1-drops. Let me tell you. And of course, we got the most powerful 1-drop here. So 12 1-drops, or really 16 1-drops, and then a couple 3-drops and 2-drops. I think this is totally doable in a tempo deck. I'm going to leave it here. Till next time, be excellent to each other and party on.